The Winnipeg Police Service has just hired its first External Indigenous Relations Advisor. Sheila North is a former journalist and Grand Chief of Manitoba Kiiwetinoong Ogimakinak. She now brings her expertise and experience to this brand new role. Joining us now is the WPS's new and first External Indigenous Relations Advisor, Sheila North. Good morning, Sheila.
Good morning, Rochelle.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Now, you and I used to work together, so we have a prior relationship. You've always been representing Indigenous values, the Indigenous community. It was always something that was really important to you, obviously. What is it that this role means to you, being the first one for the Winnipeg Police Service?
It means a great deal because I get to continue to stay in my community, to represent our community. Coincidentally, you know, the first person that I remember telling me to stay in the community and not to try and rise above it, but to stay in it was Michaëlle Jean when she was Governor General.
Wow.
So she was here in the midst this week at the Assembly of First Nations meetings, and she's still here. And we've had several conversations since, and she told me that at the time, and I stayed true to that because I think it's very valuable. And so this is part of it, staying in the community and trying to help where I can, when I can.
So when Police Chief Gene Bowers approached you about this role, what was his idea for the role, and how do you plan to take that and make it into your own?
He definitely wanted to keep that level of external relationship, and I do too. That's where we agreed. And we want to be able to look at hard things together and establish good things, engaging the Indigenous community on what they would like to see done differently and done better to avoid steps and things that have broken the hearts of Indigenous people in the past, and even harmed people in the past. So we want to be able to look at ways that we can start to prevent that and truly build you know, a level of respect and understanding that is reciprocal and respectful and safe for everyone.
What is it your first thing that you want to tackle? What is the first thing on your to-do list?
One of the first things that we committed to do is to strike up an Indigenous Action Circle. So we want to populate it with people that are representative of the different parts of the community, including young people, elders, leaders, members of the LGBTQ, 2+ community, women, of course. So we want to be able to bring people together and bring them on and help us to guide us on ways forward and what we could do. And you know, and sometimes if situations arise, critical incidents, we hope that never happens again, but if it does, we want to be able to tap into the circle to look for guidance.
The relationship between Winnipeg Police and the Indigenous community has always been fraught with problems, with uncomfortableness. How do you hope to address that?
Straight on and talking about the hard things. I'm not afraid to talk about hard things. I know I've been critical in the past of Winnipeg Police specifically and the RCMP, but I think that's the only way we can grow. We have to look at hard truths, and I think there are things that are overt that we need to change and things that are internal. There's a lot of good things that have started at the Winnipeg Police in the last few years, and we want to build on that. And this is not a new thing. Like, we know that a good path forward has been set by the UNDRIP, the calls to justice in the MMIW inquiry, TRC, and the AJI. So there are steps to follow, and we've heard from elders, we've heard from knowledge keepers and leaders, so we know what to do, so we have to do it.
Sheila, thank you for giving us some time today, and congratulations on the new job.
Thank you, Rochelle.